Welcome everybody to another thrilling, exciting, and bone-chilling episode of the SFXX podcast known as Jump In, Play More. So, this is our Xbox podcast if you have just never heard of it, or for some reason clicked on it thinking you were going to hear something about Minecraft, because we have no Minecraft news for you. Even though, when you think about it, it's an Xbox podcast, I'm pretty sure it probably wouldn't be a bad
Here's your
idea.
Minecraft update. It exists.
I mean, there's more than that, but...
And you can go play it.
They got that game coming out. Minecraft something.
Can't remember.
Yep. I'm iChrisPanda alongside Foxxy Steve. And yeah, you know, we had a small break. Unintentional break, but you know, it happens. Sometimes you can't get them out as quickly or as efficiently as you would like to.
I got attacked by wombats.
So we just said, fuck it, we'll just hold off, and now we're here. So we're gonna give it to you. And X is gonna be right there with you. And of course, if you like this, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe on youtube.com/SFXXplay to stay up to date with all of our video releases, including my GM, the Xbox podcast, and any future videos that may leak via the press.
I'ma leak them.
And of course, if you're an audio listener, there's things like Spotify and
This is my part.
Google Play.
Hey, stop talking. It's mine. You can go to
Amazon Music.
Why are you taking my thunder? Yes, you can go ahead and look up Jump In, Play More, or SFXX Play on your podcast services around the globe, such as Spotify and Apple and Google Podcast services. And SoundCloud.
Wow, you did a long gasp of air for one fucking word.
I'm fat.
Wow.
Got winded easily.
So, yeah, without any further ado, let's jump into it. There's been quite a bit of news, thankfully, to talk about. We took a week off, and we were like, man, we hope there's news, because this podcast that we put up is going to be just shitty. And thank God, we were just like, hey, GamesCom. And the GamesCom just came out of fucking left field, and we got some game reveals and some stuff to talk about. We got to see High on Life gameplay for the first time. Outside of the initial trailer, but they gave us like a game snippet, and there was like more game snippets as well dispersed throughout the entire weekend. And yeah, it's left many people very flaccid.
Yeah, some people are into the comedy. I wasn't, from the gameplay I saw.
It is hitting me the same way Borderlands started to hit me over time. I think when I first played Borderlands, I was like, this is kind of funny, and it's very unique and inventive. But all of it just felt really forced humor. Like, having a natural humor to a game is kind of really hard to write for. Writing comedy is just kind of difficult, period, from what I'm told, for like any form of media. So when you have a game that's primarily based in comedy, you got a lot to work with. You got a lot to cover, and you got a lot to try and make not only the game fun, the game funny and enjoyable. And being funny all the time, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, comedy is really hard to write, and you know, maybe the snippets we saw are just not great, and you know, the rest of the game might have, because it's gonna have funny parts and non-funny parts. The scene with the fisherman caught me off guard.
That was pretty funny. That was pretty fun. I think that's the one that everybody has said that bit was funny. But the fight sequence and the weird knife stab thing,
The thing with the kid, I'm like,
yeah, it was just like, it's like they're trying just a little too hard to be funny, instead of just writing something that's kind of like naturally funny. I don't know. Not 100% sure. So obviously it'll be on Game Pass, so it's going to be a wait and see approach to see what it's heading for, really. Cause,
pretty much.
That's all we got to go off.
Yeah,
of.
you know, it is on Game Pass, so I'll try it when it comes out, and hopefully it'll hit more than it doesn't, and we'll see where it goes from there. Hell, nobody's even really talked about the actual gameplay. I don't know how fun that's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a first-person shooter, but I don't know if it's going to be like Stranger's Wrath, if you remember that.
I didn't actually play Stranger's Wrath.
So Outworld Stranger's Wrath was a first-person shooter that had very, very similar notes. Not as like super comedic. It had funny bits to it, but it was a first-person shooter, funny little things that were unique and different. But it was a little interesting to play because it was trying to be different. This looks kind of like that, but a little more straightforward so far.
You know, it does. It gives me Armed and Dangerous vibes.
I wish it would give me that. That game is much better.
It is. It is quite funny.
So we'll see though. I mean, it's still early. Nobody knows. Lies of P. Lies of P was shown again at Gamescom, and it was confirmed for Game Pass on release.
Day one. That's amazing.
And if you don't know what Lies of P is, for those who have not been keeping in the know, it is a Souls-esque action game, and you are playing as Pinocchio looking for Geppetto, if I'm correct.
Yes, sounds about right.
And everything is very steampunkish looking and very horror Gothica inspired, like very Bloodborne-esque. But it's all Pinocchio based. And it looks super interesting, and the combat looks good, and the weapons look good, and the characters you fight against look good. And it's like, oh, you might have something here. You actually might have something.
Yeah, I'm real looking forward to that coming out. That's definitely going to be a game that I play and talk about. I'm sure we both will probably try it and grab a little mitts on it.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other games shown. I'm just going to like ram them. Ram them?
Yeah, ram them, Chris.
Ram them up the ass. I'm going to ramble them off. Some of them are for Xbox. Some of them are for Steam. Some of them are not. You know, these are just things that kind of caught my eye at Gamescom. I highly recommend you look at the Gamescom live thing that Jeff Keighley did.
Oh, Opening Night Live?
Opening Night Live. It had weird award portions of it, but, you know, it showed off a lot more games than needed. I don't think we need to talk about everything, but I can kind of just ram through some of the things that at least caught my eye. Callisto Protocol is shown off once again. I mean, it was shown off before. It's really good looking.
Yeah, I'm already sold on wanting to try that when it comes out next month.
Yeah. Atlas Fallen looks pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
It's been a while. I actually don't remember what it is.
It's been a while.
Friends vs. Friends is a fun looking game. Kind of looks like a PvP card game. Like, it's a first person shooter, but a card game, but it looks like a team based shooter like Overwatch.
Oh, yeah. I saw that trailer. I didn't know what the hell I was looking at.
Yeah, it looks super interesting. Moonbreaker, which is the game of miniatures fighting.
Miniatures fighting?
Yeah, it's like miniatures fighting, and they all do like, it's like a board game of sorts, but it's like all miniatures. But the compelling part for like me, and at least for Final Boss, I was talking with while watching, was that we can paint these things in the game however we want. So you can kind of just make them look however you want. So you get a lot more personality with the miniatures. And I'm like, that's pretty neat. High on Life, we've already discussed. Scars Above, I actually don't remember what the fuck that is. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
I could literally tell you, I'm like, I don't remember what the hell that is. Sonic Frontiers, so Sonic Frontiers.
Look out, God of War. Look out. Gonna take all your lunch.
Sonic Frontiers was shown, what was that thing called? It was E3.
It was E3.
It was around the time of E3. And it was ass. It was painfully bad. It was really bad looking. And people were just like, ooh, boy, this is not looking good. They, for some reason, fucked up. And they should have shown what they showed at Gamescom. Because this game looks like a Sonic game now. And it's like, oh, so you do know how to make a Sonic game.
It looks a lot, it looks like there's a lot more diversity in terms of the levels and the zones. I think maybe that's what they meant when they said open zone, where you just can go to different worlds, yeah.
Which is funny because Sonic Unleashed kind of does that. There's like a big hub world, and you kind of go from point to point, and then you go into like these levels that extend like the region that you're in. And it's like, okay, that's cool. But when they showed off Sonic Frontiers, they had this big open zone, and it was confusing because everything looked slow and annoying and not really interesting to play. But what they shown for the recent Sonic Frontiers gameplay was a more traditional 3D Sonic experience, but closer to the Dreamcast with like the refinement of the new stuff. So the Dreamcast Sonic games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 and Heroes, because it's all the same universe, those games have level design where it's like you're moving on the straight path, but there's also branching paths to it, kind of like a 2D Sonic, and the game's not forcing you into those branching paths. You can kind of just see it. It's like, okay, cool, I want to kind of go up here.
Yeah, you can choose how you want to get to that, that level.
And that's how Sonic Frontiers is presenting itself.
Yeah.
It's just that they didn't show it.
I am still, if I had to guess a Metacritic score,
it's going to be a 7.
I would say like 75%, yeah, something like that.
It is. I don't think it's going to be a wower, but no. I think it's going to be something that's much better than
like Forces.
I stand by Sonic Forces not being bad.
I didn't like any of my time with that game.
I think that game is very okay. I think that game is a 7.
Oh God, you're generous.
That game, every Sonic player I know that has actually played it, they're like, yeah, it's a 7.
I played it. I played through it and hated it. Hated it. Hated it. Hated it. So much.
You're also not good at Sonic.
Doesn't the moment the game gets fun, it stops. It's just over, and then everything else is bad.
I don't know. Maybe me and you weren't seeing the same game. So we got Where Winds Meet. I don't remember what the fuck this is either. I know I saw this recently. I saw the name of this recently somewhere.
It exists.
I don't know what it is.
There it is.
I remember I was like, man, that looks cool. Park Beyond.
Can he remember what it is?
It's an amusement park game. Oh yeah, it's an amusement park game, but nothing is serious. So it's like what's that game? Planet Coaster. But instead of making, these are traditional roller coasters and things like that, you can have a roller coaster that has like 6 loops and 3 things that go through like a tower or something, or the track disconnects and they have to jump a gap. So it's not for everybody. I know that I would enjoy it because I like the park building simulator stuff, but I found like it was interesting because I was like, it's something that's not the same as like Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster. And Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2 was actually revealed with gameplay. Not just another trailer, with gameplay and a date.
What's the release date?
Early next year. I think it's like January or February.
Oh, okay.
And wow, because it looks 1,000 times better than the first Dead Island, like way better.
Because them first 2 games, no.
Yeah, and the thing that really caught me off guard with this one, by comparison, is not Dead Island. Dying Light. Dying Light, from what I remember, was made by ex-developers of Dead Island. That worked with the people who make it. So it's like a new team mixed with some of the old team members from Dead Island. I believe. It's been a long time since I remember the start of Dying Light.
Dying Light, I think, is Techland. Is who makes that.
Yeah. Maybe. I
guess I would need to look it up, and I can't do that.
Yeah, and I remember looking at it, and I was like, yeah, it's like Dead Island. It was just a little more serious with parkour and free running. And I think first-person free running is what it is.
Nausea-inducing?
Hey, man, Mirror's Edge was the first one to try it, and it's felt the same since to me. For everybody. And I was like, all right, okay, you do you, boo-boo. And Dead Island feels a lot more grounded in terms of the way the world is presented to you. And it also looks zany. It kind of looks like if they made Dead Island first person, mixed it with a little bit of Dead Rising, where it's like a little zany here and there. And I think it could work. I think it has co-op as well. I'm not 100% sure. I believe the first Dead Island had co-op. So if this one doesn't, I'd be shocked. But, there are some companies that like to remove co-op. And, and I think it could be really good for the players because it looks fun. So I'm going to give it a wait and see approach. Video games are expensive, and it's not high on my priority list. It may be for some people, but only time will tell. So that was kind of GamesCom in a nutshell. I mean, there were other games shown. AEW Fight Forever was shown. So if you're big into wrestling, look that up. Not a whole lot to look up, but you can look up something new.
Yeah, it won their weird sports racing game award. I'm like, okay.
Cool. Wow, I don't think there was much of anything else that wasn't like high profile at Gamescom that I can think of that really kind of like stuck out.
Nothing jumps to mind.
So, I'm sure there's something. I'm sure you guys can look it up. Because I know PAX West also just happened, but it was kind of like a lot of repeat of the same kind of games shown, a lot of indie stuff. Not anything major, big publishers, no big reveals or anything like that. So, there's a lot more footage of some games, especially smaller indie titles as well. But yeah, because the Cowabunga collection came out for Turtles. And yeah. Yep, that's big. Let's move on to some more news. So this is the Xbox podcast, but they have competition known as the PlayStation.
Huh?
I know, it's thrilling. So the PS5 prices decided to jack up in not everywhere. I have to be very clear.
Yes,
about
only
that.
in certain territories.
Only in certain territories, which is, first off, That's disgusting. That just
it seems so scumbaggy.
It's so rude. And I know one of them was like Europe, I think, and maybe Australia. I'm not 100% sure. It was just weird, and people were not happy about it, as they should be.
Except for extreme Sony loyalists that tried to make that make sense. I'm like, no, why?
I did not see any of that, and thank God I did.
Yeah, there are people out there who are defending Sony for raising the price. Like, are you out of your mind?
Yeah, you should be
What's
lowering
wrong
the
with
price,
you?
not raising it. No. Especially if the console didn't launch and you raised the price up from what you maybe initially sold it at, or were gonna sell it at. That's fine. I could understand that. You're like, you know what? We have to pivot the price that we said we were going to set it at, so you have to jack it up like another $50. Okay, nobody's happy, but you know what? You have to launch the system, and you got to make a profit, at least a small profit. And maybe before it was just too negative. But now the console's been out for over a year, at least about a year or so. And boy, howdy, did you just know? And meanwhile, good old green Xbox was just like, we're not doing that.
Nope, and Nintendo also said, we're not doing that.
So, I know it's an Xbox podcast, and yeah, I think it's fantastic that Xbox pulled a Sony, and literally went against what they said and into the press and said, we're not doing that, because that's what Sony did to them for the Xbox One, with their game share thing, and it was like, and Xbox was like, we've seen this show before.
We've seen a bad move occur.
It's...
Yeah, Jim Ryan just is the most anti-Sony CEO I've ever. He's the most anti-consumer CEO in such a long time for Sony. Holy shit! Like, and they're citing like, the cost of manufacturing and stuff like that. But if that was really the case, then Microsoft would be like, oh yeah, we should do that too. No, Sony, cut the bullshit. And you're only doing it in certain territories for a system people are already having a hell of a time trying to get in the first place. Right. What are you doing?
It's really, really disgusting. It just feels so awkward. Like, and it's so left field.
Yeah, I've never seen a price increase from a manufacturer before.
No. I've seen like third-party people upsell stuff. You know, we've been in the computer landscape now. The GPU spike that happened about a year and a half, 2-3 years ago, whatever it was, when the 30 line of series, hell, even the 20 lines were like out, and then the 30s were coming out. You know, the crypto mining and all this shit, and just not having enough cars to produce for everything. We get it. We've seen it from people that are like, okay, we're not the people who set the price. We're not the MSRP suggested retail price. Mm-hmm. So in order for us to make the most gain off of something, we'll increase the price of it. We'd understand. We'd be like, we don't like it, but we at least understand it. It's like if you went to a GameStop and you're like, I want to get a PS5. Okay, cool. It's going to be $550, and that's before tax. And you're like, oh my God, that's so much money. I could have sworn I saw it for $499. It's like, yeah, well, GameStop has a $50 increase because these things aren't around as much. We'd be like, damn, that sucks, but you guys have it in stock. Here you go, right? That makes sense. Now, if you go to any place and it's like, okay, cool, we have 20 PS5s, and then we're like, that's $570. It's like $570. Yeah, Sony increased the price $70. We didn't. Now consumers are actually pissed, especially when they be like, well, how much is the Xbox? Oh, the price never changed on that.
It's $499.
How much is the Nintendo Switch? Oh, it's still $299. Why did this one increase?
I don't know. Because Sony said so.
Sony, because that's the bottom line, because Sony said so. And I would be like, I'm not buying it. I would not justify it in any other country to justify it. Especially because these are region-free consoles now. They're not doing region lock stuff anymore.
Yeah, you can just get one from America, and unless it doesn't make sense to then get it and import it to where you live.
Yeah, if that's the case, then sure, why not?
Yeah. Plus, the American dollar, I think, is worth more than some certain other dollars, so the conversion may not make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of variables to put into play for at least that specific. But goddamn.
But yeah, that is confounding. So yeah, good on the Xbox for not raising their fucking price.
And even though we're not a Nintendo show, good on you as well for at least confirming. Now, what to do about you actually updating the hardware is a completely different story.
For a different podcast.
that's none of our business here at the Xbox Realm Royale. Our system's the most powerful, damn it, and it's gonna stay that way.
Damn it.
Damn it. So there was that, and it was It was some weird news. It was just weird, right?
Weird science.
Weird science. Now, oh boy.
No, we gotta do that now?
Yeah, that's what I got next on the docket. So, I want you all to remember, think back to the last episode we did. What did I say on that show, Steve?
I'll put a little flashback in.
What the fuck did I say on that show? We will never talk about Halo Infinite again.
Meanwhile,
we're here to talk about Halo Infinite.
Fuck! What are you doing, 343?
343.
What is this rollout?
343.
Are you drunk and high? What is going on in that developer's house? Shit.
So 343 released, what was it, like a video about the roadmap for Halo Infinite? Now, this would be a good sign on any other day. Any other day a company puts out, we're putting out a roadmap for content.
They've got a plan, you know?
So the first thing they say is, we're canceling the couch co-op that we said was going to be in the game. So here's my biggest issue with that. I have seen people who have already had couch co-op up and running. And 343 canceled it. It was in the coding, they just never finished it. And now they're just canceling it.
It makes no fucking sense.
It is literally like the shittiest thing. And I'm not saying that we need couch co-op. I don't think we do in this day and age. I think it's just nice to include it in your game that has been a series that has had couch co-op, that people like having couch co-op for. Hell, to my knowledge, you can still play multiplayer games on Call of Duty on the fucking couch. So why can't I do it on my Halo? And to make matters worse, if I'm correct, Halo 5, I don't remember if it had couch co-op in its campaign or not. I don't remember. But that was a game that was like, yo, this is a co-op game. You're going to have 2 squads of 4 members in it at all times. So they were really hammering down that this is going to be a co-op experience. And I think it had offline couch co-op. And why is this important, you may ask? That was also 343. It's not like it's a different company. No, it was still 343. This was the previous game. But I digress. If you're upset about couch co-op, I understand. It's not the biggest cry to me. Now here's the biggest cry. November 8th through March 7th is the winter update. Yes, November 8th. At the time of this recording for this podcast, it is September 2nd.
It got delayed.
It got fucking delayed.
Yep. All the way to November through March. What?
That's when we're getting the Forge beta update. We're getting the campaign network co-op and mission replay mode. You get 30 free battle tier, or a 30 tier battle pass for free.
Ooh.
So you get the battle pass for free. And then you get 2 maps.
You know what I'm going to be doing in November?
You playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to be playing in November? God of War. Both of those things are in November.
Oh, I don't know why I thought it was coming out September 11th. I read the date on it like it was a European date, 11/9.
Oh.
I don't know. My brain was looking at it. I was like, oh, it comes out soon. I was freaking out like, oh, shit.
It's like in November, it's going to be too clogged of a time frame for anybody to give a fuck about this game that is already having a hard time holding on to players. What?
It's so bad. I mean, if the worst part is that Forge has been in like alpha testing, closed beta testing for people for a while now, and they've been having a great time with it. They've been showing it off. It looks good. The map editor looks fantastic. But this is just the beta for everybody else to get into it.
It's not even
a Forge playlist.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused as to what is actually happening over there. Like, what went down for them to have such a rough development cycle of this game after it's already out? I've never seen this before.
There's more. March 7th through June 27th is Season 3, Echoes Within. That's where we'll get 2 more new maps.
2? Just 2 maps.
Arena and Big Team Battle map.
Get the fuck out of my face.
A new weapon. 1 new weapon. A 100 tier battle pass.
It's so like, why isn't this on 100 tiers then?
A new piece of equipment.
Who cares?
And then that's when you'll get the custom games browser. So you can download custom games for player matches. And more updates to Forge, along with like new fractures, VIP.
That's so far from now.
It's so far.
That's so far from now.
It's extremely far.
2 maps.
Now,
what?
Thankfully, when all this started happening on Twitter, somebody was able to enlighten me with something that shocked me. All 343, the Halo 5 Guardians 2016 content. Month 1 was like, they added the first month of the game, 4 new maps.
Wow.
The first month of the game. And Big Team Battle was added. Because it didn't have it at launch. But they added Big Team Battle and 4 new maps came out at launch for Halo 5. Month 2, 4 new maps again. 11 new weapon variants. And another playlist. And there's more stuff, obviously, like red packs and things like that. And Forge was added the second month of the game. Month 3, 2 new maps. New weapons, new Forge items. Month 4, 1 new map, new weapons, Griffball, new playlist, new game types, new Forge items. Month 6, because there was nothing for month 5. 2 new maps, new weapons, new vehicles, Warzone Firefight beta, sandbox updates, quality of life. Month 7, infection, playlist, 5 new maps, 7 new weapons, new vehicles. Month 7.5, 4 new weapons, 4 new vehicles. Month 8, new campaign mode, 4 new maps, 5 new weapons, 4 new vehicles, 2 new playlists. This was Halo 5. This was Halo fucking 5. There has been nothing like that for Halo Infinite. And it's fucking disgusting because it's the same goddamn company. So it's like, what in the blue fuck is going on at this company? Because people are pissed.
To a game that was already delayed a year.
People are fucking infuriated because the game was delayed. They released the multiplayer early, and in your early access state, people can kind of forgive like the lack of content. It's fine. But when the game fully released, there was still no additional content made. And then when the game fully started to get the ball rolling, there was still no additional content made. And it's like, this game has had so much issue after issue after issue. There's a reason why I go on YouTube and I see people like Dustin Legary saying it's 343 Industries, the worst Halo developer. And the answer is yes.
Yes.
They are. They are fucking horrible.
An emphatic yes.
They are bad. If I was Microsoft, I'd be like, you guys are not making another Halo game. You have lost the privilege. You have lost the right. Halo's on hiatus until we find another developer. Goodbye. You have a blessed day. There's nothing more to say about it. You have ruined and squandered the opportunity 4 separate times. Halo 4 released. It had good reviews critically for the campaign, but people were not happy with the multiplayer. Halo 5 releases. People enjoyed the multiplayer, hated the campaign. Halo Master Chief Collection comes. Buggy fucking mess, and issue after issue after issue. Halo Infinite comes out, and it has probably the most enjoyable multiplayer and campaign experience the game series has had yet since under 343's title, and yet still somehow you fuck it up because of post-launch. And in a world where post-launch means a fuck ton,
yeah,
you have literally ruined that game for everybody that has had any interest. Meanwhile, players that like the style of Halo can go play Splitgate for free with better consistent matchmaking, more maps to play on. Free fucking game.
Yep, and there's a sequel coming.
And they confirmed a sequel. It is better.
It is very fun. If you have us play before Infinite came out, and I really wanted that Halo experience, I was playing Splitgate. I was playing Splitgate a ton. The game was dope.
It's really upsetting. Like, it's really upsetting beyond measure. I'm just... But that's Halo Infinite in a nutshell. Because that happened.
I'm sad.
Well, in order to not get sad, Xbox actually had their family plans properly leaked and properly dispersed because the prices went out for them in Europe. And the prices converted to US would be about $25.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So from $15 to $25, I can tell you that gets a thumbs up. That's a winner in my book. Game Pass, pretty amazing deal for people on Xbox.
Yeah, you know, as always, it should be reiterated every time. Game Pass is indeed the best deal in gaming.
And boy howdy, that deal is just gonna get better. For $25, I didn't see how many accounts it could have, but for $25, even just one is still better.
Yeah, if you want more details on it, we did a deep dive on the Game Pass family plan 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, and it's pretty good. Like, there's so many things to talk about it. Potential is all there. And I think it just makes more and more sense that something like that is happening. And thank God the price for it is not egregious.
No, it seems reasonable.
It's
honestly.
a very reasonable price.
You know.
And I think that's a good call. We were a little afraid of it, like we said in the podcast that we had in the past about it. We were a little afraid because we were like, man, if they have a bad price point, people are not going to want it, and it's going to be just kind of a waste of time. But I think this price point is going to be a game changer. It's going to be a game changer indeed, and I would not be surprised if PlayStation says we need to make a PlayStation Plus family plan. Nintendo's already had it.
Yeah.
But granted, I mean, Nintendo's online service is as good as rubbing 2 pickles together. So it's you're getting just about the same amount of enjoyment and same bang for your buck.
Their online service ran off a wet potato.
Yep, it's bad. That gerbil's spinning, and he was like, "Damn, I need some water." And then he got off, and then people were like, "Oh shit, my Smash Brothers ain't working." He was like, "Well, oh, there it is. Yep, he got back on."
No, we're patching the service. Get the other hamster.
It's bad, but. I mean, they offer stuff in it, so it's not bad. But Xbox, I mean, we already know how good Xbox Live is. That's rolled into it. And the Game Pass is fantastic, especially with the addition of, like, EA Play onto it. The Games for Gold is already still there. And then, surprisingly, it's not even, like, a part of it. It's just a part of, like, the Game Pass library. Ubisoft has just been putting several of their games onto Game Pass randomly.
Yeah, I mean, there is a rumor that Ubisoft Plus may be coming to Xbox, and that could be rolled in possibly with Game Pass, like EA Play is. So
I would not be shocked, because I'm like, man, I'm seeing a lot of, like, Rainbow Sixes on here, and the new one, and there's Assassin's Creed, and I think there's another one over there. I'm like, something's peculiar about this, and it just kind of, like, tickled me, and I'm like, it just makes me ponder a little bit. But yeah, so there's that news. And then, of course, the final bit of news we can go into is Phil Spencer confirms that Call of Duty will be on Game Pass.
Yep. As during the approval process in the UK for the purchase of Activision, Phil Spencer mentioned that they would look forward to having all of the Call of Duty games on Game Pass and how much of a value that would bring to the platform and everything. So that's huge. Game Pass being on there. Game Pass being on there. Call of Duty being on Game Pass. Such a huge franchise. Coming day one. To even be able to have access to the back. If they make all those games, are they all back compatible? I think they are.
Yes. I think they are. Yeah, the only ones, I mean, I guess that aren't are, like, the original Xbox ones. But I think, yeah, like, everything from COD 4 up to Modern Warfare 3. No, I guess Black Ops 3 technically isn't. Because I don't think that they made the 360 version backwards compatible. Or maybe it is, and I just don't know. I know that one fucking sucks ass.
Yeah.
And especially, why would you want it backwards compatible when you can
just
just play the Xbox One version?
There's an Xbox One version. But yeah, to have
I
them.
think fucking Advanced Warfare on 360 is backwards compatible.
I think it is. This might require some testing. And
Hold on, I'm curious now because I'm pretty sure it's weird because I know some of them are like, yeah, it's when they started doing like the double dip because 360 was kind of phasing out and the Xbox One was there, but I don't remember which ones are and which ones aren't.
So let's take a look and see.
Let's see. Oh God, I was right. Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2, World at War, because I think I missed that one, Ghosts, and Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, there's some double dipping there.
Yeah, I don't know why Advanced Warfare is backwards compatible.
Well, I mean, to have like quick access to those, because sometimes you want to go back and play the old games. Sometimes, because they all offer something a little bit different.
The problem with that is that there's no developer support. So
No,
it's the wild, wild
no,
west in the fucking
it's
lobbies.
a train wreck most of the time. But sometimes you just want to at least
Sometimes you
remind
can get into
yourself
a
of-
match,
yeah.
and it's fine.
You know, I think if they all come to Game Pass, you'd be able to get to a match a lot easier.
Potentially.
I think there'd be more people playing
I think
it.
when it first because when they first came to Game Pass, the spike in player count was crazy high. I think that was the year of Infinite Warfare, and people were not playing that game. So I think Modern Warfare 2 was put in the Game Pass. I'm sorry, not Game Pass. Backwards compatibility. And that player count skyrocketed. It was so many people playing it. And it was like, oh man, I can get into a lobby. There's no hackers. Same with Black Ops 2. And it was fucking amazing. I remember playing COD 4 when it got backwards compatible. And there weren't people just running over me with nothing. No, it was just like a normal COD match. And I was like, this is slightly shocking.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's huge. It's nice to know that like one of the biggest games of the year that come out will come out day one on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's a plus. I kind of thought of it already happening anyway, but you know, it's a plus because yeah, why wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It only makes sense.
Pretty much.
And that kind of about does it for all the major news. I'm pretty sure there's something we missed because there was just a lot. There's so much to talk about, and there were so many things, so many hand over fist announcements just being made, and yeah, that's about it.
That's about it for the news. I'm pretty happy with
The news.
for the news.
Of all the news.
Ooh.
So, with that said, I guess we'll get into the Game Pass pick of the week.
Pick of the week. Game Pass pick of the week.
Steve, what's your pick of the week?
My Game Pass pick of the week, sir, was a little game called was it not Friday Night Express? That's not the name of it. Fight Night Express?
I don't remember.
The hell was it
Midnight
called?
Fight Express.
Midnight Fight Express. I played this last week. Really fun, kind of top-down, isometric beat 'em up. It's got a cool, like, kind of synth-wavy soundtrack to it. Makes you move your shoulders like this. You can pick up improvised weapons and guns, and there's combos to unlock, and there's skill trees and stuff like that. So it's really fun. I really like the vibes of it. More of it really becomes open to you the more you play it. So it's definitely worth trying out. Big fan of that.
Mine? Let me tell you, Steve. I love anime.
All right.
I really do.
Sure.
And this game is on Game Pass. Do you know what game I'm going to say, Steve?
What game is that?
It's One Piece Pirate Warriors 4.
Is that really on Game Pass?
It is. Crazy, right?
I know.
The game I have on Steam, been playing like fuck, is on Game Pass. Now, I want you to know, if you're a Muso fan, you're probably like, what the fuck I want to play this weeb shit for? Give me my goddamn Japanese, my Chinese dialect and whatnot, or whatever the fuck they have in Dynasty Warriors games. I'm not 100% sure. But let me tell you, it's really good. Like, I know you're like, oh, it's the stupid Dynasty. No. It's more than that. It's a lot more than that. I have to break down how Dynasty Warriors works on an actual level for people who just see the bare minimum of there's fucking 50,000 people and all you do is mash one button. No. There's combo routes, there's combo options, there's different combo strings. There's 40, 50 One Piece characters in this game with a RPG-esque leveling up system combo tree to have for every character.
You're selling me on it.
I can be regular Luffy in the beginning where it's just, oh, he's kind of cool. He does his little, gamu gamu. Nah, fuck that. Gear 2, bitch. And now it's fucking amazing. Or maybe I want to have a scenario where I'm motherfucking crocodile. Motherfucking crocodile. Fighting alongside Luffy for some reason to beat up Jinbei. Fucking sick. Maybe I want to be Big Mama. You ever want to play as Big Mama?
No, I haven't, but I mean...
She big. Maybe you want to be Big Mama in Ivankov. And if you know One Piece, you probably understand this like...
I would like to be Ivankov.
You can be Ivankov.
Fishnets all day.
I've been playing a lot of One Piece games. I have Burning Blood on Steam. It's the fighting One Piece game. It's not bad. It's not great either. Like, that one could be so much better. Naruto does a much better arena fighter style game. Same with My Hero. And One Piece falls short. But it is a Muso game. There is like, oh, you're just beating up a bunch of people. You don't have to beat up everybody. They're just filler till you get to the main person you're supposed to fight. And God damn it, I feel like the One Piece characters playing in this game. Because, you know, you don't think about it, but when they go to towns and they gotta fight motherfuckers, they do fight like 50 motherfuckers. And it's like,
They do.
Like, I'm watching One Piece currently, trying to catch up, and I'm in the Fishman Arc Saga. And this man was like, yeah, we got 10,000 enemies. And I'm like, that's a lot of people for 10 people to fight. Boy, howdy, did they find a way to beat up 10,000 motherfuckers. And they're just like, how are they doing this? It's like, I don't know, I thought they were weak. No. There's Straw Hat Pirates.
Wrongo.
Frankie's a fucking mech.
Yeah.
It's kind of sick. Luffy just got hockey, and Nami got tits.
She does.
And that's her strong suit.
They somehow get bigger every season. I don't know what's going on.
Weather and tits.
Weather and tits.
So, I really enjoy it. I think if you're an anime fan, I would highly recommend it. There's a few other anime games on there that you could check out. I really have been enjoying my time playing it. There's a story mode that's not perfect. I will say that. The story mode, it skips beats that I feel like are important. Mm-hmm. Especially because, you know, I'm like 500, damn near close to 600 episodes in now. I've seen a good chunk of One Piece. I can tell when they should be doing stuff. What's one of the biggest parts of One Piece in the beginning that you think should be in any of these games to tell a story? Arlong Park.
Okay, yeah.
You don't play Arlong Park.
What arcs does this thing
The first thing you start out with is when they're going up against Crocodile.
Oh, wow.
So Alabasta.
Wow, it starts
there.
deep into there.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. And it's like, they have to build up. They got Nami to join their team and say, we're all a group now. They had to pick up Sanji. They had to pick up Usopp. And, you know, Zoro meets Luffy. And there was, like, the chopper incident. And none of that, they're already there. And it's like, that's very weird to me. But you know what? It's fine. It is the biggest point of that area. Now, what you think will come after that? Oh, that's when you fight Inaru, you know, the god. Nope.
Oh, yeah, Eminem.
Nope, not even in there. I mean, he's in the game, but you don't go do that. You go straight to Marineford.
So it skips Sky Island altogether.
Yes.
Wow.
It's so weird. That's why I was like, this is... I'm like, my watch must be moving really fast. I'm like, you just skipped so many episodes. So I implore people to watch One Piece. I really do.
Watch it.
And I know people are like, it's so long. Okay, I get it.
Watch.
It's a very long thing to get into. And it's still going, which is like, it's daunting.
You're watching yet?
But what I tell people is that I think up to Sky Island, which is like it's like 300 episodes or something like that. They have movies that just cover big points of the story. So you can understand what kind of happens and then get to like a point where it's like you're able to catch up quicker. So it's a very good like tent pole for people that want to watch One Piece but don't want to spend all their time watching One Piece. Obviously, if you watch the show, you get more in-depth character and stuff like that, but the movies do a really good job as well. So, but One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is really fun. I don't say replace it as a means to watch the anime. Still find a way to watch it, but the game is fun.
Groovy.
It's fun. It's super fun. I was actually going to play it before doing the podcast, but I took a nap. Took a nap. So with that, we have one last thing on the docket. We have Steve's chance to become the two-time champion of the world.
I'm trying to think of better questions.
For Name That Character.
I'm trying to think of better questions.
Now, I have a character locked in my head. Steve, do you think you're ready?
Let's do it, man.
Well, here we go.
Is it a female protagonist?
No.
Male?
Yes.
Right. Is this some kind of animal?
No.
All right. Is this is this an exclusive?
No.
All right. Did they still have games coming out today?
No.
Okay. Is this a platformer?
No.
All right. RPG?
Nope.
Action game?
Somewhat, yes.
Was this only on? Was this on like Genesis era?
No.
All right. So, is it a 3D game?
Yes.
Okay. Was this on GameCube?
Technically, yes.
Oh boy, I'm having a brain fart.
Oh no.
Oh no. Do you collect things in it?
No.
Okay. Is this a? Oh shit.
I'll give you one more question, and then we'll ask for an answer from you because you were mid question.
So technically it was on GameCube. But it was also probably on other systems at the same time. Do you wield like a gun?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is your guess?
Let's see here. Oof. There's so many games.
Yeah.
There's so many games.
It's really hard.
There's so many.
You were very close, and then it's like it started to skate a little further away because of time. But
well, hell, there's so many multi-platform games on from that era that do all those things.
it's not just that era. That'll make it a little easier for you.
Not just that era, huh?
Nope.
Multiple eras.
That's why I was like, I don't know if to make it easier, but you know, that's why I said kinda for GameCube. So you know.
Snake.
He did it again, folks. He did it again.
Oh my god! Oh, woo!
I was like, I don't know if he'll get it, but you know, he's getting there. He's really close. Yeah. I was just waiting for you to be like, is it stealth action? I figured once you would have felt like stealth, you would be like, oh, it's between one of two people. Samuel Fisher or Solidus Snakeidus.
Oh my god. Whew.
You guessed the right one there.
What do I win?
You win a copy of Metal Gear Solid Pachinko.
Oh.
Pictures.
Oh.
You don't get the machine. You get a picture of the machine.
Oh, is it an NFT?
No. It's just a picture on a Polaroid.
That's all they are.
Anything else we need to talk about?
No, we
just need to wrap it up.
Just wrap that shit up, B.
Cool. So, on behalf of the entire team at
Gosh, I can just orgasmed.
That's two for you, man. That's two.
I need a cigarette.
Smoke. I am iChrisPanda alongside Foxxy Steve. We thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. As usual, hit the notification bell to stay up to date when we go live with any new videos, maybe even stream. Who knows? We don't fucking know. Fucking shit. And of course, do all the audio stuff that Steve can tell you about.
Yes, please go to the podcast services around the globe, such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to go ahead and give us a 5-star rating on there. Once you listen to it, because we really, really need those for discoverability.
True. We see you, SoundClass listeners. We see you out there, SoundClass listeners, that are sharing our podcast, and we truly appreciate it. We thank you very much. And hopefully the people that have been shared any of the podcasts, what are you doing? Why aren't you sharing it? What the fuck are you doing?
What's your goddamn problem?
Please, my family. My family needs this. We can only eat old Oreos for so long.
I'm so tired of eating still Oreos. and I saved the cream for dessert. I'm actually gathering it in the bag to make a cake.
That's a sad cake.
It's just Oreo cream.
Oh god, that sounds disgusting.
It's the shape of a cake.
Oh god. But anyway, thank you guys for listening, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Peace.